And so what that means is our moms were sisters and grew up in a tiny town in North Dakota. And then, of course, they each got married, and my mom ended up in Twin Cities while her mom stayed. And so fast forward, we both became artists, and so it's really fun to be doing the show together. During the pandemic, I missed seeing people's faces. And so I started a project where I did a face a day for a year, which I completed. I did 365 faces in a year. And after that project, I wanted to keep doing people. I just was having so much fun doing people. And so the focus sort of shifted to these more nostalgic images of people. I just got the biggest compliment that these remind somebody here of their childhood, and that's exactly how I feel about them, and that's exactly what I'm hoping the viewer feels looking at them. It's just like, oh, that reminds me of my aunt, or that reminds me of when we went to wherever, you know, just memories. So that explains a little bit of my stuff. And then Shona.
I'm from Streator, North Dakota, originally. I live in the Twin Cities right now. And I come from a town where there were 8 people in my graduating class. My mom was my 3rd grade teacher, and my aunt, her other sister, was almost my 5th grade teacher, but she moved away. And the town that I'm from there really isn't much of a town anymore. So many of the people are gone from that town, so many farms are gone. As in Hutchinson, things have really changed. You know, there's this move from the smaller farms to the bigger and bigger farms, which is what you need to do to be making money these days in farming. And so I have felt this real desperation to record things before they disappear. And it's something that's very near and dear to my heart, so I always tear up when I'm talking about it.
She does.
And I think with my work, the farm scenes I do, the street scenes I do of my hometown, it's dying, but I think I lean towards the bright colors because I want people to see the beauty in it that I saw. If you would drive through my town today, you wouldn't think that much of it, but I'm trying to get people to see what I saw growing up. And so that's really what drives this desperation that I have. The 2 grain bins over there are from my farm. They're rusted out. My dad keeps on threatening to tear them down, and I'm like, no, no, no. And so I just painted that one right before Christmas. So I've got that recorded. And that's what drives my artwork, is recording scenes from my childhood and the beauty that I see in North Dakota.
But like the people, they're all so relatable. I mean, the grain bin could be anywhere. It's
yes.
It's just like we've all seen these scenes. They're familiar to us, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we wondered if you had any questions. I'll just tell you right now, both of us for this exhibit used mostly acrylic. There's a little paper collage thrown in on some of mine, some leafing, some colored pencils. So there's a little mixed media, but it's mostly acrylic on board.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The blocks with the beeswax?
Yes.
How does that technique work?
It's just basically blocks of wood that my husband cut, and then I use acrylic and paint my horizon scene on them and let that dry, and then I do a shellac to prevent the tannins from the wood coming through, and then I just take beeswax and get that melted and brush it over it and kind of blow dry it to smooth it out. And it has such a beautiful organic quality to it. You know, you could do it without the beeswax, but I really feel like the beeswax adds this extra luscious layer over it.
And she's got some in her little assortment, what, 5 of them in your house?
Yes.
In a little grouping?
Yeah.
Just beautiful, and in just this little grouping instead of just, I mean, you can just take one, but they look nice in a little grouping, and they're beautiful at your house.
And Molly did a beautiful job of gathering them together and making a grouping out of it.
Yeah, we for sure want to thank all of you for coming, but also Molly and the rest of the gang here at the Hutchinson Art Center, or Center for the Arts. So, thank you. And Brian, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Any other questions?
I know both of you work in a lot of different mediums, and I'm just curious how your concepts translate. Do you kind of find there's a consistency, or, I know like with your mosaic pieces, there's kind of more animals, or even more people?
Yeah, it's funny because I did stained glass mosaics for a long, long time, and I did a lot of animals. And then I started doing mosaics with paper, and I kind of did a lot of animals with that. But then I tried pastels, and for me, it said landscapes. So almost all of the pastels that I've done have been of landscapes. And I just keep changing, and it just, some things feel right. Like the people I did for that One Face a Day project before this one, that was all watercolor and ink and a little bit of colored pencils in there. But those materials just felt right for that. I don't know, it just, something in me just thinks, oh, landscapes are perfect in pastels. So, yeah, I can't explain it more than that. But right now I'm totally into pencils. And in a week or two I'll probably be into something else. So.
I grew up as a drawer. You know, in my school we did not have art classes or anything like that. And so one of my earliest memories is taking copy paper and taping it to get a big sheet. And then I did a bird's eye view of my farm, which I still have, you know, in my childlike drawing. And so for many, many years, that's all I did. And painting scared the crap out of me. I just, you know, you have more control with the pencil, and I could do photorealistic drawings, and I loved that. But I took a class from Kat Corrigan, who is she's an artist in the Twin Cities, and she does these really bright colors. They pull you in. And I saw her work, and I thought, oh my gosh, I want to work with these bright colors. And she had a class, and a friend and I took the class. That was 4 years ago in January, February of 2020. And I hadn't really done paint before with a paintbrush, you know. And that just kind of got me started. And I worked a little bit on that, and then I dropped it for a real long time because I was trying to copy Barb and get into collage a little bit. But I did things called book slices, where you take like an antique book, you cut out all the words you don't want, and then you keep some of the words, and then you back it with a picture. I really enjoyed doing that for a long time. But what really got me back into this is my desperation to capture these images before I felt that they were really gone. So, but I'm interested in all sorts of things as well. Barb and I are both going to be in April taking a class down in Arizona with this great artist, Amy Brakeman-Livesey, and she does collage with nostalgic figure painting on top of it. And so I think that's going to be really interesting because she takes antique papers and that sort of thing, and I have old documents from my grandfather who came over from Russia. I have old maps, you know, all sorts of things that I want to compile into some of this work. So I'm really looking forward to getting some guidance on that.
I have a quick question for Sean about the work over here. Do you, when you document things, are you working purely from memory? Do you sometimes work from photographs, or how do you?
Photographs.
Always?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Well, I think this is from the porch on my farm looking across at my father's birthplace. So same as the one up here, the same picture, those are both the same views of the picture. I think this one I did do largely from memory or from other things I had done. And it's a little bit looser, which I like. I'm always trying to get looser, but primarily through photographs. I did do some plein air painting this summer up in Grand Marais, and boy, I'll tell you, that kicked my butt. It's,
and
you know,
in case you don't know what that is, that's where you're sitting outdoors,
yes,
and you draw what you see.
Yeah, and so painting up on the North Shore, and like it'd be hot, and the wind is blowing, and the light is hitting the canvas, and it was really something to do that. But yeah, I was happy with how that turned out. So.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.